And that's why there are pumpkins.
You wanna know the funny part here is that
knew exactly what I was there gonna do.
No, not even just that. My OBS mic was in the wrong setting. So that made that even better. I'm like, that was even better actually. That was so. You know what? That was even better than I could have advertised. This is why we do not trust pumpkins. Hi Ray, welcome to lower brackets. If this is gonna be a very zany night because we're both way out of practice, I think. My name is Keon Arbiter. Wait, your name's Arbiter, right?
No.
What's your name then?
Yes.
Yes? Then can I call you Yes throughout the stream?
Oh.
No? Alright. Understood. Have a nice day for me. We got ourselves, lower brackets. We will be coming the first 4 rounds, I guess? Is it first 4? Is it losers round? Losers 1, 2, 3, 4, something like that? You would think that I would know how to do this by now, but my brain apparently says otherwise. Featured the matchup of this one, you guys kind of see on the map screen, Soul versus Slant. For your matchup over here for losers round 1. The only thing I know about Soul and Slant is that they both start with the letter S. Actually, technically, Team Soul starts with the letter T. We're gonna. All right. Let's see what we got here. Well, we got some communications going on. Our maps here: Undertale, Spillway, Rainmaker, Crab Lake, Capital, Clamblitz. If we have to get to a game 3, it's Sturgeon Zones for this best of 3. We're still getting communication ironed out here. What we do need to know here is we gotta figure out where Slant is.
And where the 4th member of Soul is.
So
they did lose, so you know it's understandable. Oh, I get it. I understand what's happening.
What happened? What did you do? Did you break the,
Aaron's not here, so I'm communicating with another person.
Icee, yeah, I just saw general chat. Actually, we may are you waiting on GK and, Coughing Baby? Or are you talking about the other matchup? Sorry. You can tell where I'm at. You're good.
What?
I'm good. I'm good. You can tell, so for those who are just tuning in, you can tell that where my brain has been throughout all week. Shoutouts, by the way, huge shoutouts to the pals I've helped focus on throughout the week for certain other league that's happening here. But we got PSL that we got to cover. I am still severely way out of practice from a production standpoint, which tells you where my brain is at.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna keep saying where my brain is at.
And my job is to keep it there. We're gonna have fun tonight.
Look, so this is not so. If you've tuned in to previous losers bracket streams from season 4 to we're at season 9, Arbiter. Have we really went 9 seasons?
Yup.
Okay. If you normally have tuned in from seasons 4 to 8, normally you'll get a lot more serious me with another co-com. Obviously, I had Arbiter. Arbiter, this is your second time here, right? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's your second. Is it third?
Pretty sure.
4 was Red, 5 was Lucian, 6 was
me.
Yep, 6 was you. I totally forgot about that. Yep. 6 was you. That was the last Splatoon 2 hurrah. 7 was
7 I was playing.
7 was Olixil, and then 8 and 9 has been you.
Yes.
You just missed out on the 7th one, but you had the thing of you were actually playing the video game at the time.
My bad for getting third.
I'm glad you confessed your sins to being third. Basically, this is not your run-of-the-mill serious Splatoon cast for the evening, because you can tell that our brain's kind of just been shorting out a little bit. So you might get a little bit more we might get a little bit more zanier than the usual stuff. We'll still try to keep it within line, maybe. I think. What? We are still waiting on the other team.
Resend the notification.
I will do that. Your notification has been resent. We have to pigeon mail this. Hi! I'm looking at you, Chad. People are saying hi to me. So, just for context, it's been a while. Like, genuinely.
There's an interesting use of the word genuine. Have you considered being more genuine with the use of genuine?
That's a good question.
Genuinely?
Genuinely?
Are you sure?
No. That is debatable.
Why not?
Because, well, I don't know.
What don't you know? I know that your connection to the host has been lost.
Oh, yep, I know what happened. Guess the fool who decided to hold the home button for too long.
Was it Icee?
Yes.
I knew it.
We're rebuilding. We have the technology. We're rebuilding the lobby. Just for context, that also is okay because actually I gotta double check that I have the pool. The pool is correct.
No, you're in the right pool.
I knew. No, damn it.
They just weren't in the pool because.
No, don't worry. Don't worry. You might see a lobby show up that's gonna have no password because guess who forgot to set the password?
Also Icee.
Yep. Man,
Icee's so forgetful.
I know, right?
Can't believe it.
Okay, room is officially back up, I think.
Well, that would explain why I couldn't join the room.
Why?
Wasn't there.
Surprise.
Motherfucker.
There we go. We had the technology again. Okay. Now I can actually hit this button.
No, not that button. The other button.
Yeah, I know, right? Just for context here, for all the context, I think this is the first time I'm putting that science has been featured in lowers. Soul for sure has been through my streams at many points throughout the season because of course they have.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to avoid them. Icee kind of begs for attention, so.
Is Icee just always? Icee just slides up, just slides into my DM saying, "Hey, can you get me in here?"
Slide right. Let me just slide.
Let me just slide in here real quickly while I
God, I don't have enough clout already.
Is that how that works?
Icee's just watching this.
Look, Icee, we like you, buddy, but we gotta do this to you. It's Undertow Rainmaker. I'm pretty sure that's the map mode.
As someone who hasn't looked at the maps in like 3 weeks, that sounds right.
That sounds right. Hang on, we're just gonna I'm gonna hit this button.
Schedule.
Undertow Crab Leg Insert. You would think that by now I would actually remember what the maps are.
Nope.
Oh, okay.
Drown.
Yes. Yes.
Correct.
Cool. I actually remembered what maps were.
It's the place you go.
Oh. Wait, where can I buy a map then?
Anywhere you can buy cheap, tacky, touristy things.
Understood. Actually, have a nice day.
You're welcome. And I won't.
Okay. Okay then. Well, okay, so you can actually go to like the touristy, very tacky tourist shop. You can actually buy a map there.
I'm pretty sure that's the only place you can buy a map.
Oh, only specifically from a tacky tourist location.
I mean, where's the last place you bought a
That's a good question, actually. I'm actually having to remember this, which tells you the many times I've went to a tacky touristy location.
Honestly, why would you want to buy a map anyway? They're all on our phones. Instead, I'd like to buy a vowel.
That would be $250, please. You have 250? Pony it up, buddy.
No, I only have to pay per vowel.
You only have to pay per...
If it's not in the puzzle, I don't gotta pay shit.
Okay then, I see how it is. We actually have a match to play there. It's Soul's on the left-hand side, Alpha. Slant's on Bravo. They got themselves everything. They are playing new weapons. I forget what the sword weapon is.
Oh,
Help
the decavinator?
Is it actually called the decavinator? Yeah, the decav, I guess.
Yep, this is the charcoal decavinator. And there's another new weapon in the custom range blaster.
Oh,
and
man.
the edit nouveau.
Oh god, they have added nouveau with the crab, I'm pretty sure, in the custom range blaster. With the Kraken, actually. I was about to say the crab tank.
Right.
No.
Now
yes.
let's play a fun new game.
What's the new game?
What sub-weapon does the edit nouveau have?
Okay, I was gonna say curling bomb, but that's very wrong. Watch it.
Is that your final answer?
Yes, that is my final answer, Bob.
Wrong.
No! It's not. I'm screaming no here because also it's a 3-down situation. Yes, I actually have to say that out loud, as Ember does get a few, and they only get 98 points remaining. What are my sub-weapons? I actually can't press the sub-weapons, but I'm too lazy to press the button, actually.
You can also just click on the player, and it'll show on the top right.
That
being said,
yes.
a good amount of ground traveled by the members of Team Soul, but didn't accustom to any points because it's not any closer to the pedestal.
That's actually, which is very unfortunate there, but they should be able to crawl themselves through. Halla's actually going to go down. It's only they only bring out the 92 points remaining, and Crash with the decav runs into a suction bomb, but it does get one for their troubles. And right now, everybody's just kind of fighting around this location here to very varying degrees of success.
Yeah, so far just a lot of trades back and forth. No one able to get a distinct advantage. That being said, Slant, so far, ending up on the better end of these trades. Still going back and forth. No one's able to turn it into points, as we're a minute and a half into this game already.
Yeah, only a minute and a half in. Bolt and Halla still lurking large. They're gonna go down for their efforts there. The Zap also going down on top of it. The Rainmaker is still stuck in this location. There are many other locations to fight here, and both Slant and Soul are kind of just fighting all across the board. They're not letting the Rainmaker get popped whatsoever until that very moment. They finally pick it up. They're going to get a little bit more points on the board, I'd imagine. Their Crash actually gets the snipe. They take the 3, and there's still no additional points.
Yeah, just stuck in this new addition to the map from not last patch, but the patch before. Not able to put any points on the board as a result. Soul now gonna end up taking the lead. But a lot of effort and toil went through just to get this checkpoint. We're halfway through the game.
Yeah, that was so much of an effort just to get to that left side checkpoint for the most part there. But they were able to break that one through. It just took a long time with all the fighting that was happening around that new area. So we got to figure out how this is gonna play out in the grand scheme of things. As they did clear everybody out, Slant that is. So they're not gonna get more than just the points. Slant's gonna pick this one up. Naomi's gonna be the one holding the Rainmaker. They do lose a shot, but they do take out Icee with the Rainmaker. That was pretty nice. But they are being caught from behind there, and Ember's gonna take her out for that matter. Excuse me. As that will just be, well, the Rainmaker stuck in a corner.
Yeah, Ember's really been the only player on either team really making space to get these points going forward. Slant kind of relying on the members of Team Soul to kind of feed their way in and take space off of that. That being said, still only the checkpoint down. We got 90 seconds left in this game, and 3 down on the side of Team Soul means this should be Slant's first real opportunity in a push.
Yeah, first real opportunity for that push, as you noted there too, winning out that fight, as TurelTom's going to try to use that Trizuka to any advantage there. Halla runs right up to the suction bomb, which is a little unfortunate, all things considered, but they are getting outpainted here just by a tiny bit more, but that will be the rest of Soul clearing out Slant as much as they can. Somehow it's just only 1 checkpoint cleared and not much extra. Still plenty of room for Slant if they want to stage a comeback, excuse me, but they have to, but as to start with this Rainmaker, Soul is just going to allow this Rainmaker to reset down to the last 52 seconds.
Yeah, Sprinks has been doing a good job of staying alive, especially on that last push, making sure she gets out of the range of the crab to be able to hold that push. I know they died to the suction bomb, but the Hydra was just about to turn the corner, would have got that pick on the Rainmaker regardless. And you can see all the resources currently going out of Slant, trying to just get this Hydra out of their faces, but they only really have one special dedicated to that
So,
goal.
so the main thing here out of sight is actually they just want to fight that they needed to win, and and actually resetting is not the worst thing in the world as long as they can pop the bubble there. But they did buy enough time for Soul to make sure that they can clear out space, and that's just Icee winning out one of those fights there. And that Rainmaker bubble that needs to be picked up right now as that blue bomb is being used right away. TurelTom unfortunately just runs right into enemy territory, and that is the game. Soul takes home map 1.
Yeah, it's a dangerous situation when you don't have a lot of engaged specials on a map like Undertow. You end up fighting a longer range backline like the Hydra, and I mean, it's not impossible to push, but when you're 10 seconds left, you're desperately just trying to pop the Rainmaker, not even to, you know, control it.
Yeah.
Turns out that's a bit of a firing squad there to greet you.
It's just everybody's just gonna be firing at you. They're gonna have all the sightlands and the Rainmakers like, yeah, we probably gotta start taking you out here fast, and I mean very fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, that might be important. Speaking of importance here, why can I not find this map? I know you were here.
It's near the end.
You can tell where I'm at.
I can't actually, but
Oh, okay.
well, that being said, you said important for Slant. This game is going to be very important as their tournament life is on the line, threatening to go out in a tie for 9th. Where Soul looking to advance a little bit farther if they can win this one out. I would understand if there's some frustrations with this map. It's a little hard to push on, but you know, I want you to look at the Clan Blitz maps and tell me that there are 5 better.
I wanted to say mincemeat for the memes, but no, I don't think there's any 5 maps.
I didn't say better for you.
That's true. Yeah, exactly. I actually have to think about it. You know me by now that I would actually mention Eeltail Alley or Mincemeat Metalworks or anything of that nature. And I'm just seeing like, maybe I shouldn't be saying that sort of thing.
Why? I'd say it.
I mean, I know you do, sir. Sir.
That being said, we do have our first elimination from the tournament. Firefin takes out Tentacle Difficulties 2-0.
07 to Tentacle Difficulties. I think they finished 12th actually in the regular season last I checked.
They did.
Yeah. So overall great effort for them, but facing elimination.
Made it on literally the second to last match of the season. So
wow.
You know, skin of their teeth. They should honestly just be happy to be here.
They just get we're gonna give them a handcrafted participation trophy later.
Titans will make it one day, I
swear. That might be a little too real sometimes. Clan Blitz, Crab Lake, Capital. I was about to say the other words there in the mix.
I'll keep picking you to do it.
Oh my goodness. Icee with the Tri Nouveau. That's Halla on the blah blah blah. I appreciate this choice. And the Emperor Dualies, this is going to be a wholesale change, by the way. We're coming out of Slant.
There's a lot of aggression on the side of Team Soul for this match. Deciding that, what's our solution for breaking through this heavily defensive match? Blitzkrieg.
You know what? Reasonable. If you're gonna, you may as well just be in your face and just try to do that as much as you can. I gotta remember that this is also Clan Blitz, so there are footballs involved on the board. As 2 members have, by the way, gone down on both sides, it is going to be a 3-down moment there for Slant. Slant's going to lose a lot of ground. That will be Soul being able to push up. There might be others that are starting to lurk large, especially Crash, who is about to run right into an ink brush Naomi. That was a little unfortunate run in there. Naomi takes him out, and all that being said and done, Soul still has the Clan economy on lock.
Yeah, I said their strategy would be Blitzkrieg, with Slant looking to emulate the Americans and just not lose to it.
God damn you! Stop breaking me already. It's only been match 1, Arbiter. They as won the power clip. Somehow went to the void from Soul. That was interesting. Okay, so but anywho, Clear's been dished out to help support Sprinks and the rest of the group. There, 2 buckets have gone down, and there is a trade 2 for 2. Somehow Slant is holding large. Naomi is trying to scourge for their lives. Crash has taken them out of the picture there. Sprinks is still stuck on defense. That power climb is going to be gone into the void. It goes, and that is an attempted push by Slant that goes nowhere, and Slant's going to have to rebuild clams.
Yeah, not able to emulate D-Day with that one, but we are able to see... What?
What? Once they will get it right, I swear on that.
That being said, we are kind of seeing the realities of these 2 comps. Soul has to push out of their base, has to try and get out, whereas if Slant want to win this game, all they have to do is hold stable. The defensive tools for Soul are just the Hydra, whereas if the Edit or the Blob Lover are alive for Team Slant, it's so hard for the members of Soul to push up that ramp. That being said, that's why they're taking this attempt at this top right side, but Naomi is there to greet them.
Yeah, Naomi was able to stop them. This might just be a quick one-and-done push, by the way, for Team Soul. Unless Soul clears out everybody, it's not going to be one-and-done anymore. Everyone's just going to pick up 1 clan for their efforts and pick up the other 2 that was just there, and out they go. It's actually not a huge push whatsoever, though, for Soul, so still manageable for Slant. Slant actually has some semblance of good pushes, just needs for them to materialize right now against Soul. All things considered, though, Soul collecting clams, and then Icee just goes a little too far forward, getting caught into the range of Slant, all things considered. So this is going to be a lot of paint coverage being dished out there. And I was afraid that power clam's going to disappear, but that doesn't look like it's going to be the case. They're going to realize that there are going to be members lurking large. Crash takes out 1, and they take out 2nd before going down themselves, and Soul are still winning fights.
They're still winning fights, but mid-control still belongs to the side of Slant despite losing the members. Icee going to go down, make that even harder to gain. Naomi makes another break for the clam.
Nice!
Oh, this should be the push here. TurelTom making a great splashdown into the zone, even able to live out it to try and get a couple more picks. Bloodbolt debating whether they want to even attempt for it, decides better, and I think that's the right decision. As long as they are alive or the blob is alive, Soul cannot push.
Look, that triple splashdown, Arbiter, we both saw the same thing. That was beautiful across the board. Using the triple splashdown in that push area, get all the paint down in the world, and then get the lead push. The problem though is that this is also not a safe lead by any sort of metric, and they lose 2 in the process. There's still 2 power claims available. They gotta keep themselves alive. That's the big thing they gotta worry about. And everybody's just trying to push left right now. Icee and the rest of the gang still trying to lurk large. They just have to stay alive. They can't give up too much ground. TurelTom is just trying to skirmish, all things considered, and actually wins 1 with all the fights. Soul is wiped out, and Slant wins on defense.
Such an important defense for them. 1, because Soul had multiple power clams ready to score. Would have been very difficult for them to push that back. But even more importantly, there's only 30 seconds left in this game, John.
That is a crucial hold. That is all of the power clams out of the picture entirely for Soul, and Soul has to just rebuild. That was also their pity clam, I believe, too, on top of it. They just need to win the fight now, but here's the thing. Slant's actually getting a little too overzealous right now. They just gotta build the clams. Then heavy-handed and sudden again, and TurelTom gets the wipeout. That is the game, and it's game 3 to kick off lower brackets.
Oh my goodness. We talked about it. Once the Americans get involved, Blitzkrieg falls apart. But I guess with how they're playing with that basket, I guess it's more the Russians, because they were just running in there.
So, full disclosure, this was not our first pick. We had a different game in mind. I'm like, okay, maybe we should just move on to this. I'm glad we did. I'm glad we did.
Look, I knew this was gonna be a good one.
I think we both did. That was, I gotta shout out Tom. All seriousness, we gotta shout out Tom. Triple splashdowns got so much value, by the way, from the Emperies. Not even just the main weapon, but also the triple splashdowns were on point the entire way through. And not only you get the lead, but also several times on defense, that landed.
I mean, it was a desperation play. Let's not be coy about it.
That's
They were
true.
doing everything they could just to try and get Naomi's clam and get it in the basket. But with how Soul's comp worked out, like, what do you have to defend against that?
That's so that's the thing too. I just wonder if Soul just didn't. I think it really is. There's not much in the way of how they could respond.
Well,
I mean, wow,
yeah.
that was all deciding game 3. Let's be real here. All deciding game 3.
All deciding game 3, we're gonna be looking at Tom specifically because not only did they have that clutch play on the offense, although desperation, they had the super clutch defense to get the pick on the Hydra, on both the power clams for Soul, and that ultimately ended up winning them the game. Soul picked up their pity for that.
That's what I like. What Soul tried to do, but the funny thing is they honestly could have kept pity in the back because they had what 2? Did they have 3 power clams? I think. Or was it 2? It was 2. Was it 2? And that included the pity, right? Because if that was the case, I think you could have had one power clam, save the pity in the back if you needed to, and then try to get the small clams because you got wiped out and they had nothing left. So it was all pure desperation to rebuild the power clams at that point.
Yep.
And I mean, at that point though, Slant did what they needed to do, as you mentioned before. Pure desperation from Soul.
Just to update everyone on the winner's side of the bracket, we're in the last game of our series here. So is the winner's side. Inkslingers and Day-Old Sushi are in game 5.
So both sets are just going the distance, is what you're saying.
Yes.
You do realize that we have the round 1. We have games we need to cover eventually, right?
Yes.
That is also certainly very true. All deciding game 3, loser eliminated, winner on to the next round. I believe they will take on the winner of TGO. And TGO, by the way, can't even play yet because they're waiting on what's going on in Dulce and Inkslingers. So that will be interesting to watch. We gotta see what the weapons here. This is also actually we got a lot of changes. What do you notice, Arbiter?
Well, I see a shot and a junior.
Good enough.
And no Hydra.
The funny thing is this is the 10 attack.
And Icee's dead.
Yeah, the funny thing is it's the T-Tech order shot replica on top of it. Slam, by the way, just took out 3 members, and it's just Ember, the only one alive in the grand scheme of things. And this is Slam with the first cap of the game. This could also get out of control if Soul can't find their way through. Sprinks is going to be the one moving up.
Yeah, early fight win by Naomi on the Soul side of the zone. Able to get Slant this control, these early points. So far, trades going back and forth as Icee. Wait, Icee's on the heavy?
No, Icee's on the heavy. You saw that.
Icee's on the heavy!
That's why I noted it.
Okay, I thought they were on the junior.
No,
My bad!
I mean, that would have been the safest assumption here because Icee is normally a junior specialist. They decided to just throw somebody else on junior duties. Somewhere doesn't seem to be too bad, all things considered. There, Soul, by the way, is still lurking. Soul actually went out some of these fights, and now Slant's now the one that's having to chase behind. They're gonna have to retreat this one. Likely gonna have to give up the lead here, but Ember did go down on top of things, right behind the wall, and that's a great usage from Crash, by the way, with the decav. Able to take out one. Wait a minute, Naomi just neutralized control. If Slant's able to turn this one around, they're gonna put that Soul on some huge penalty points. That's the Inkstorm being dished out. Crash goes down. Yes, they win out the fight. 1 point is the difference.
They're gonna hold the lead, but it's splat zones. A 40-point lead is nothing in this mode. That being said, the game is a lot more comfortable to play when your team has the lead. Not many penalty points left for the members of Slant, and Soul is losing these trades. They're not able to get their paint anywhere near the zone. This Inkjet has to come up huge.
The big thing right now for Soul is they not only members alive right now, they have to be. What do you notice?
It didn't get anyone. The Inkjet got no one. Not only did it not get anyone, they lost their junior. They lost their main paint in the engagement. Slant just needs to stall this out. TurelTom is going crazy, getting the kill onto Crash. Just needs to get this last kill onto Sprinks. Does, and that might be it.
This could very well be it. This is desperation move for Soul, and Slam wins out the entire fight. Tom strikes again, and Soul faces a round 1 elimination, and Slant wins 2-1, moving on to the next round. Oh, and that... I'm out of words here, Arb. I am completely out of words.
I can't believe Icee did this. I can't believe it. First, Icee was messing with your stream. Now it's messing with our minds. Now they're just messing with the bracket. This is, I believe,
unreal.
I believe this is Soul's worst placement.
I know we're talking a lot about Souls. Heavy credit to Slam, by the way. Losing game 1, you were in elimination point, obviously, in a best of 3. Each map starts to matter. Clamp down clutch fights in that second game, because if one went wrong, you lose 2-0. Zones, yes, a bit of a hiccup, but they won the fights they needed to, and you noted there too, Inkjet, no value, Junior going down on top, and Slam's like, alright, we're running home with it. That was incredible from Slam, but Soul, you mentioned before, I think their worst finish in the history of the PSL, which, I mean, let's be real there, making it to playoffs consistently is a very good thing, but wow. I don't think this was precedent by any stretch of the means either.
I'm done talking about Soul. Let's talk about the fall of Soul. It's time for the rise of Slant. I believe they were able to win a round last year as well, so I believe this is tying their best result so far. We'll have to see if they can fall on that, but knocking out Soul is a great place to start.
That is wild, though, out of Slant. I don't think a lot of people, I don't think even Soul, again, Soul did as much as they could, by the way, to win that one out, and I still could not believe that that's how that set ends.
It's a team, look, an upset is a team effort, but the two people I have to shout out are Naomi and TurelTom, just going in, getting the picks, making sure that Soul is completely uncomfortable, making sure Crash was able to get picks on the backside as well. But when you have multiple members of the opposing team pulling that off, it's just hard to sit comfortable.
This has been a
and shout out to the rest of Soul for weathering John's aggression.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't have any words to really explain what just happened, because that was crazy. We need to figure out what the next match is. Do we have any results for this right now? Actually, I don't think we. Oh, do we? We do on the other side.
Yes. Planet Firefin did sweep technical difficulties. I talked about that earlier. Dale Sushi did finish off Inkslingers, so fought off the reverse sweep that could have occurred.
Want to get the other side ready?
Yep. Coughing Baby versus Sparkling Sea, I know, is playing.
Nope, they just posted their results. That's why I asked.
Ah, thank you,
thank
you. Sparkling Sea with a 2-1, so Coughing Baby also out. But a good competitor was going to be out on that match regardless. Those two teams had a very close regular season bout as well.
Yep.
That's the wrong one.
Close enough.
No, it's not.
Do we want to get the other?
Yes.
Matchup ready. Let's just get that. Let's just get that out of the way. I'll get my stuff adjusted here. Tell us what match is coming up.
Talking about Firefin, right?
Yeah, we're talking about Firefin.
Alright, next on stream, we're gonna have Sparkling Sea versus Planet Firefin. Planet sister team.
I just realized from the history of me doing the PSL, I forgot that Firefin has a very, huge faithful group of fans. It's dawning on me now, is what I'm saying here. This should be a fun matchup, actually. My goodness. We're not gonna go to break because the other matchup's ready to go, but we probably will likely be, with the way the bracket's going. You may also want to let the other side know we won't stream theirs. We'll just go this route.
Oh, They still have to wait on a match, so...
Yeah, no, what I'm saying is, actually, I'll clarify it later. You're good.
Duh.
All good.
Or you just DM'd me what you mean.
Yeah.
I didn't hear half of what you said, honestly.
You're good. All right. Well, now that I mentioned that, you can tell where brain works. We gotta get everybody in here, don't we?
He.
Is it Planet Fire versus Sprinks? Yeah, I literally just said that, didn't I? Yeah, it is because it is. You can tell where my brain's at.
I mean, I'll check the results a third time, but
no, they definitely went final.
yeah, Sparkling Sea.
Yes, they definitely went final. It is Fire Fan versus Sparkling Sea. We're back on regularly scheduled duties. I think. You get to. My brain is still trying to process what I just watched. This is just incredibly wild. We got Fire Fan versus Sparkling Sea round 2 coming up here. Eykludt Art Academy Tower Control, also known as Pop Gun's most detested map combination because he sees it every time. Humpback Pump Track Rainmaker and Barnacle and Dime Clan Blitz if we need to get to the game 3. That is we're gonna be waiting on the other team.
Yes.
We need to get that group in here.
Yes. The Sea Sparklers.
Sea Sparklers?
Yes. Make sure you send out the invite.
I literally just said.
Okay.
I still know that this is easily Popgun's least favorite map combination, even though he probably doesn't mind it.
And yet, this is one of the best ones in the game.
Well,
I know why Popgun doesn't like it.
For context, for those who don't know Popgun's a genuinely awesome guy. Genuinely good dude.
Yeah, but he didn't pick us to win Div 3, so fuck him.
Okay. But no. Genuinely awesome, but also the other tournament he helps run, which is the IPL Zonink. A lot of teams tend to counterpick Inkblot Tower Control every time. We just see it at each go around. We of course have to see it here because it's for some reason. I don't know.
Why we have to see it where?
Eh.
In PSL, because it's the best tower control map.
That is true. I just remember that quip a little too well for the most part.
No, I don't disagree with any of the reasons Popgun dislikes it, but it's still the best tower control map.
And this is what we get. And this is what we get for overplaying our hand. By the way, I'm gonna adjust the texting when we are on to round 2. I swear. We're on that one.
Oh, round 2.
Yeah, no, that's kind of weird. There we go. But I wanted to give him a big shout out though, because I just remembered. I just see Inkblot Tower Control. I just think it's synonymous with every lowing counter pick each time. I actually jokingly say it's probably the final destination of tower control maps.
You know, that's not wrong.
Yeah.
But final destination overall in this game is Mako Mart.
Zones, I'm guessing?
Flat. It's mostly flat.
Oh, you're referring to the actual architecture. I was thinking of the map mode.
Well, I mean both.
Oh, both, sure. I was gonna say, Mako Zones is definitely final destination.
No items. 3 stock.
Okay, so if we ever have to think of final destination rules, what will we consider? What will we outlaw? While Arbiter thinks about it, can I point out that we are on to losers round 2? Fire Fan versus Sparkling Sea. Very familiar to new management for Sparkling Sea. pretty much the same management for Firefin, effectively speaking. We take a look at the weapons to get things started here, and this is bizarrely the... Actually, no, Mathwiz is playing Tri-Stringer. I was about to say the most meta-ass weapons of all time, and then I realized, no, I'm wrong.
What do you mean? There's a regular blaster. That's not range.
That is very true. It is a custom. It's actually it's also both custom blasters, by the way. Both variants that is are on.
Yeah, because those are the good ones.
That is very true, actually. I didn't even think about that for that whatsoever.
Yeah, just a lot of jockeying back and forth right now, both trying to get some kind of mid-control. So far, Planet Firefin with the majority of the paint, and Olixil going down as a result. But the picks aren't quite following just yet.
Ooh.
But a wipe will turn the tide, and Planet Firefin will be the first team on the board.
That will be, yep, Firefin strikes big. That's a crucial wipeout, too. That is going to set everybody up on Planet Firefin, excuse me, for the lockout, which I was going to originally say until they lost everybody trying to enforce the lockout side, so they are going to approach the pesky second checkpoint. But Firefin is actually doing a good job clearing everybody else.
Terra gets three to try and restart this push. The last member of Sparkling Sea by the tower, so... Not quite able to do that, but mid-control at least. We all do it. And what did they die to?
That's a good question. I'm not entirely sure myself.
I'm gonna guess a bomb.
Probably. Still plenty of time, though, for Sparkling Sea to fight back, though. Of course, Firefin's no slouches, though. I think they were 7th overall finishers, but still really good team no matter what. In the grand scheme of things. Firefin is going to have Terra just dish out the Booyah Bomb. It's going to catch actually 2 people out of there, I believe. Unless there was the assist on top of it, delayed wipeout is there, and it's only gonna be 89 points remaining for Sparkling Sea. Firefin is gonna run with this tower push.
Yeah, Bryn had great pressure on the plat, pushed 2 members of Firefin back, but unfortunately, Terra gets those 2 picks on the other side, and that pressure just becomes mute. Suddenly, Bryn's out of position, gets picked off, and now we're seeing the aggression from Firefin coming back. This time, getting a couple of picks during the push.
Ooh, yeah, and Firefin is just doing a great job against Sparkling Sea in the grand scheme of things, and it is just going to be multiple members just going down left and right at this stage in the game, and now Firefin actually has lost 2 of their own. Sparkling Sea, however, in this scenario, is doing their best to try to play as much defense as they can. Firefin breaks through the pesky second checkpoint in the grand scheme of things. It is going to be a slight reset, but Firefin has had a lot of controls for a good chunk of this game. 2 members have gone down at the very least, maybe a little bit of breathing room for Sparkling Sea.
Yeah, they're gonna need get a lot of space off this advantage. But the bombs coming out from the range blaster and the T-Tech are just making it a little awkward for them to hold these positions. Blaster finally able to push up a little bit, but trades going off on the other side of the map. 2 members of Firefin go down. This should be the start of a push for Sparkling Sea.
Yeah, but Sparkling Sea still can't really push up. Soon as I said that, had to say it out loud. They won the fight. It's three down, and this will be for sure guaranteed lockout coming up here shortly. Unless, however, most members are about to eat one there. Mathwiz just staying on the tower, just trying to get as many points as they can. It is tower control though, so it's not. So you're gonna still have to race back. All things considered, nice hold by the way from Planet Firefin. Sparkling Sea is just gonna be cut short a little bit from the second checkpoint.
You know, I'm noticing there's a little bit of unfairness here. We got a battle of the elements with fire and water, but Firefin brought rock to the battle, and Terra is just tearing it up so far in this match, being the difference maker for Firefin of why they're so far ahead right now. That being said, it's still a minute left for Sparkling Sea to be able to say, you know what, water beats both, and erosion. You know, they're gonna have to get these picks going their way really soon.
I think unfortunately Sparkling Sea may have tried to bring out scissors into a rock paper scissors matchup on top of things. They losing a lot of it each time. There, as you know, there. I don't think it was a slightly unfair advantage if Planet Firefin were to dish that one out, all things considered. Going back into the swing of things, though, Sparkling Sea has lost their custom blaster. They're going to lose their shot. They are going to be staggering in by a lot here. Firefin has had a lot of control through the course of this game, but they take out 2. This is be coming in at a crucial time.
Once again, Bryn getting great pressure onto the members of Firefin, this time turning it into picks. I think a delayed quad, if I read that correctly. 10 seconds left. They need to get through this checkpoint, but Bryn going down in the bats means that Nebula and Terra are gonna have the AoE
Nope.
to make this difficult. A flank from Vince seals the deal, and Firefin take game 1.
Yeah, Firefin wins game 1. I mean, I honestly gotta commend Sparkling Sea. They were really trying their best to get every push ramped up there, but I almost felt like anytime Firefin Sparkling Sea tried to get anything going, Firefin was just there at the right time. Of course, Terra doing their part as they needed to in the slot machine, as we do see the fist bump being dished out on top of it. Firefin played that one out spectacularly. Sparkling Sea now of course has to win the next 2 if they want to stay in this one. It has to start in oh god, Hump Track Rainmaker.
Yeah, and we see why, I didn't mention it during the game, but we see why that pencil is so crucial to the meta here. Just able to stay alive and influence the map from so far away, almost E-liter range, keeps the paint in mid, making it more awkward for Sparkling Sea to move around. Whereas the bow, it's great for killing power, it's great for working with those other AoE weapons that Sparkling Sea has, but it doesn't help you paint.
Yeah, it definitely doesn't there. As it looks like we're not going to get any substitutions on the board, so we may as well start.
Yeah, I do not believe there are going to be any substitutions. That being said, I hope Planet Firefin was watching that last match, because if they're not ready for what might occur, yeah, gonna
Yeah.
suck.
Yeah. You can tell where my brain is currently at.
Yeah.
Speaking of I'm noticing something. We're both gonna have to respond to it.
Uh-oh. What are we noticing?
Noticing the same thing.
Uh-oh. What are we noticing?
Let me talk. I'm just noticing that we have to find the One Piece, if anything.
A One Piece?
Yeah, One Piece.
One Piece! One Piece is real!
I'm actually really tempted to just sing the One Piece rap each time.
I don't even know the rap.
That's probably for the best. That is probably
my
for
introduction to the rap was you saying there's a rap.
What's up?
My introduction to the rap was you saying there's a rap.
I guess that checks out, doesn't it? Game 2 coming up here. Elimination point for Sparkling Sea. They have to win. They have to win the next 2 to stay alive in this. Oh my god! What? Dueling new weapons! I swear.
Well, String, it's got a lot of great object damage, making it a nice pick for Rainmaker. And this map has a lot of awkward curves, so I can see the logic behind it.
You know what the funny thing is? Sparkling Sea is running a double Ultra Stamp.
They sure are.
Yeah, that's quite the idea there. If anything, I'm gonna see how they're gonna dish this one out. Speaking of Ultra Stamps, Ultra Stamp takes out 2, but the problem is that both teams are severely squids short, effectively speaking. So they're not gonna try to pick this one up yet, or it's gonna be a little bit of a delayed push. All things considered, there 2 members have gone down. Now we got Hammer Time, but the Hammer Time immediately shut down. But even in the grand scheme of things, that's a nice little shutdown there from Planet Firefin. Excuse me. Sparkling Sea goes 3 down on top of things. Terra's just trying to maneuver out the rest of the group, and this will be Planet Firefin should be getting the first checkpoint here momentarily, and it will.
Just barely able to get to the last checkpoint, fighting a.
Yeah. And on the other hand, Sparkling Sea gets that delayed wipe, and this could be checkpoints going both directions after team fight wins. And Mathwiz almost overshoots the checkpoint there, but they were able to send this one home. Welcome back to Splatoon 2, everybody. The game has been released about 5+ years ago. We were playing Splatoon 2 Rainmaker the rest of the way, but there is a lost fight there as Firefin takes out two members by themselves. Sparkling Sea is gonna have to regroup.
Yeah, Sparkling Sea gonna have to regroup, and I mean, so far it's just checkpoints. Checkpoints back and forth, but because Firefin got that checkpoint first, they are going to maintain the lead. That being said, Olixil getting some very key picks to prevent Firefin from pushing that much further. It's 2v2 on the map. Terra going to be the one closest to the Rainmaker, but the last two members of Sparkling Sea go down. Oh no!
That's very unfortunate because of how fast he can fly and hurry there. As Vince actually gets caught, I believe, into the rail, but
No, they went through.
They somehow went through on top of it. I don't even know how that interaction even worked, to be honest with you there. And it is going to be three members up. Rainmaker picked up, immediately hit reset. They realizes we got to get that thing out of there fast. They have a lot of work cut out for them. The big thing, though, it's still humpback pump track. Leech can change in a flash here, so it's going to take one team fight win if they want to have a chance to stay alive with this one. Taking out the shot's going to help.
Yeah, the good news for them is, unlike with our last match between Slant and Soul, that points were scoring slowly. Planet Firefin, they scored fast. There's still 2.5 minutes left in this game, so they've got plenty of time to slowly work it up. They're not in that big of a hurry yet, but this choke point is going to be such the decider, and whether or not they can still keep playing in this game.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, but the problem is they just ran into a whole lot of ink there for the most part. And somehow there's still a lot of members of Sparkling Sea there, and this is just prime pickings for Ruby to just put the hammer down on everything. There, two members have gone down, and this is for sure going to be the reset here for Planet Firefin. And by reset, there should be dropping down the lower ground unless Nebula wants to really fire with that Rainmaker for any sort of reason. This is going to buy Bryn some time, and then Bryn's now out of position for the most part, but able to take out Vince. Vince invests a little bit too much on that fight. Two members have gone down for Firefin. It's still somehow close.
It's somehow close, but Rainmaker was taken all the way back into mid, so all that work that Sparkling Sea did to try to get to 25, to get through the elbow, through all that AoE and damage, they gotta do it again.
Yeah, and the big thing, though, is they're still winning fights. But I love Firefin's defenses until at that exact moment. They just gotta move up, and they slammed this one home. Then it took several fight wins. And for the second time on stream, we are going to Game 3.
Oh my goodness. Well, I said they had to get through the checkpoint again. It's really easy to get through the choke point if you just don't.
The way things were going, I was thinking, okay, Firefin is just trying to slam this one home, and Sparkling Sea won several fights. They were actually, honestly, I felt like they were starting to realize what some of the weak points, some of the weak points and the way Firefin was playing that one in general. So I think there might have been some few adjustments, like, okay, we can still definitely win this one. We just gotta take this through that small little checkpoint, and then take that one home, and they got the KO. And we're going to Game 3. I did not expect to have 2 Game 3s on stream today, but here we are, Arbiter.
Yep. Yeah, we should know how to pick them.
This was totally planned. We swear on that. All it took, by the way, was... Oof. All it took was just several fights and just kind of the way, honestly, again, I gotta commend Sparkling Sea. I feel like they were starting to feel like feel things out after the way things were definitely going, and that was just incredible from the start. Well then.
Yes.
Yeah, the answer is yes.
Yes.
Yes. Oh, okay. I hope you guys like Game 3. This has been... We have gotten 2 straight Game 3s on stream. And...
Yeah.
We are just...
Game 3. How many of these are we gonna have?
Maybe too many. That's, Article Time Clan Blitz, by the way, is Game 3. I usually call this the stalliest Clan Blitz map of the game.
Yeah, that's I don't know if that it's not the stalliest, but it's probably one of the stalliest legal maps. But it was made a lot better by the changes this patch, so we'll see how that affects our teams, whether they are practiced.
Yeah. That's losers
Yeah,
as spicy as always, according to Red.
of course.
This is, I think we've already doubled the amount of game threes from last season.
It's even spicier because I made curry today.
Wow.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. By the way, Firefin and Sparkling Sea are about to happen.
They
It's
sure
gonna be
are.
a we have Firefin and Sparkling Sea in game 3 mode. And we are seeing a Nautilus. Is that the Nautilus with the triple splash? It totally is.
Yes.
Hi, Michelle. I do see regular duels. Vince on the 52. I don't remember. I couldn't recall if Vince is a 52 specialist. Otherwise, we do have Olixil, Cyanne on their respective weapons. Heavy Edit's gonna be there. It's time for Clan Blitz. I'm gonna be excited to see how both teams play.
Yeah, we got very midline heavy Planet Firefin with the Nautilus. Gonna be eating a lot of paint from their front line to support it, but maybe not if the members of Sparkling Sea just decide to run at them. Right now, mid control's going to go with Planet Firefin, but they're gonna need one more fight like that to get a push.
Yeah, they're still gonna need several fights because it is Sparkling Sea with the respawn advantage. Olixil going down a little early is not gonna help matters. This is gonna be the go button for sure. Now Firefin's gonna be the one moving right up ahead. Cyanne's gonna be the one rushing that one through. And it will be the rest of Sparkling Sea having to retreat, still holding firm on defense. There's actually no power claim that is available, by the way, from Planet Firefin to boot. So we gotta see how this one plays out. Another Ultra Stamp shutdown for the second time, I feel like, in Sparkling Sea's end, and Firefin has that power claim. They got a lot of control of the map here. This could be an imminent push coming up.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the comp that Sparkling Sea has, and man, there are not a lot of weapons on this team that want to even be in the same zip code as this Nautilus. It's going to be very difficult for them to push into mid. That being said, they can start by just limiting this push. If they can stop Planet Firefin from getting down to 40, they can start to salvage this a little bit, but they're still losing fights. Planet Firefin with enough clams to end the game.
There is
in
no
their
way,
possession.
right?
Vince!
They just need the one clam! They just need the one clam! Terra's gonna try to lurk large right now. There is trying to make this one happen, but they are gonna have to think this otherwise. We could have seen the first 100-0 in one push alone in what feels like a long time. It's gonna be cut short. Sparkling Sea with some hope left in the tank, but that was a great push from Firefin.
It would have been the first one we've seen in the playoffs.
Oh no!
In PSL, and that's not what you want to see directly after. Just this Nautilus is causing so many problems for the side of Sparkling Sea, and they just can't overpower it.
That was Firefin crushing the hopes and dreams of Sparkling Sea to man, I can't. That was just all hopes and dreams. They were just crushed almost right out of the gate there because that was all Firefin from start to finish. And Sparkling Sea tried to do everything to reboot any sort of defense, and it was just not. And Firefin's like, we're not having any of it. We're just not having any of it right now.
So Planet Firefin will advance.
Yep. So yeah, the final score is gonna be, by the way, 2-1. For the score. That was great from Firefin overall. We'll actually talk more about this matchup here soon, but we're gonna actually take a very quick break here. Give ourselves a breath to catch up. When we come back, continuation of losers bracket coverage. You are watching lower brackets here, PSL lower brackets here on my channel. We'll be right back in just a few moments.
Bye.
Welcome back, everybody, to Losers Brackets. I've already forgot what the thing is. It's been a while. We just got out of the break. I already forgot what our matchup is. Oh, it's Dose and Planet Firefen's actually next. Hey R, what can you tell us while I try to get stuff ready? The answer is silence. Even though I didn't actually win on him at all.
Fuck.
No,
we just saw Firefin. They won a set.
You just saw Firefin. They won a set. That's actually good. All right, we are back here. Quick maps here while I get everything back up and ready to go. It is going to be Umami Zones, Ship Shape, Cargo Code, Tower Control, and then Crab Leg Rainmaker. That's all I needed to know.
Yeah. And on the other end, we did not just see Dale Sushi. They did not win their set.
Yes. By the way, Dale Sushi enters lower brackets. They get double with the coverage today. But they did not get 1-2. That is just me forgetting to update the scoreboard.
Dale Sushi had a very close set in the first round of winners over barely beating out Inkslingers in a 3-2. Firefin, obviously just coming off that win against Sparkling Sea. I don't remember if they played in the regular season. Let me check that real quick.
Well, while we check that, we'll just get everybody queued up.
What? Why would you queue them up?
I know, right?
Who needs to queue?
Oh. I am doing great here.
Good job. I believe in you.
You should never believe in me. That was your first mistake.
That was a lie.
Oh, I know it.
They have not played.
Wait, they haven't?
No, they have not played each other. This is their first time meeting.
Really? Nuh-uh. What is... Okay, then. Well, this should be... Well, so they get their first taste of... of each other here. Dale Sushi, by the way, a long-time team, if I recall, in the Splatoon scene in general, too, so...
Very well known.
Great, thank you for the support. By the way, shoutouts to Technical Difficulties, by the way. I believe the sister team as well, the Dale Sushi, as my phone goes off. No records. No official records. We can fix it. We have the technology. We can fix them all. I'm pretty sure about that.
On paper, this should be an incredibly close match.
It's on paper. You don't know. We don't know the reality of it.
Okay,
otherwise, yeah.
I mean, yeah, on paper, Soul was expected to beat Slant. Slant decided no.
No, that's very true. Dulce is on Alpha, Planet Firefin on Bravo. We take a look at the weapons right now. Michelle back on the Nautilus, of course. We are seeing very, very standard weapons coming out of Dale Sushi.
Yeah, so far, gonna be a trade of the E-Leader and the shot. That being said, 2v2 now on the maps. Terra and Ruby holding up against Zion and... I forget who that is. Zion and you. Yeah.
Yep.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think I got you covered there. Eos is just trying to lurk large there. Booyah Bomb being dished out to cover one part of the zone. Even when Firefin, by the way, goes 2 down in the grand scheme of things, it is going to be Zion and Kevin actually able to pan over. What I was about to say is that Firefin's still holding a good chunk of the zone despite being at a squid disadvantage. At the end of the day, though, Dale Sushi strikes Bay. They do see one member lurking through. They're going to just fire with the Trizuka shot. Lead has been changed, and this will be 2 members down right out of the gate. Make that 3, and Firefin should be able to get the zones back.
Yeah, gonna be a cap of both zones for the sides of Planet Firefin with 3 members going down 2, I believe, to the Ink Strike. As the Zuka now gonna come out getting Kevin. Firefin just trying to establish themselves in mid. They're still trying to paint it for their control.
Yep.
But we'll see if they're able to hold this very long. This is a 2-zone map, so scoring a little bit harder than you might be accustomed to seeing.
Yeah, that is very true here, especially with the slight rework to this one. But even then, it's just slightly so in the grand scheme of things, these fights being traded, by the way, is gonna heavily benefit Planet Firefin with the amount of control that they have on the board. They finally neutralized zones, but only probably for a few short moments there. Firefin able to wrestle this one out there, getting both zones back. Now Trizuka has to be dished out. They have to get picks right now if in the grand scheme of things if they want to stay alive. Suction Bomb covered on the right-hand side. Now they gotta aim for the other side, though. But Firefin, they lose 2. That's the pencil, by the way, also going down on top of it. And the Booyah Bomb is gonna disperse the rest of Firefin. Dose, or Day Old Sushi, will get the zones back, and they'll put Firefin in the penalty points.
Yeah, an important pick on the pencil there by the E-Leader. It's very important they take that pencil down because that is the difference in the paint in this Splat Zones match. That pencil is just going to passively outpaint most of the members of Day Old Sushi, so that's going to be the priority target for all of their specials. That being said, they can also neutralize it by just winning more of their fights, getting the picks. The onus is on Day Old Sushi to make things happen.
Yeah, and the big thing here for Day Old Sushi, though, is the fact they're just having to deal with a lot of paint, by the way, from the side of Planet Firefin. So they're going to have to look for snipes in the grand scheme of things. So Terra taking out Zion with the Trizuka is not going to help matters. And there is a bit of a trade with the zones still being neutral. There's going to be 3 down there. It's not going to be neutral for very long, or on the side of Day Old Sushi for that matter. But as long as Day Old Sushi can keep paint stored in, it should be all right. All things considered. But Terra's Michelle's gonna use the triple splashdown. Somehow, someway, Firefin cannot get both zones. They lose 3, and Day Old Sushi gets the zones back.
Yeah, we talked about those snipes. The one with that Trizuka weren't exactly the ones we were calling about. But that being said, Firefin, like you said, not able to get control of both of the zones. So that puts them in the disadvantage. Day Old Sushi gonna continue scoring. The NZAP going down is gonna be good, but it's 2 members down for the side of Planet Firefin. They need to stop the bleeding somehow.
Yeah, Firefin losing fights at critical moments in this game there, and Kevin gets the little Trizuka snipe onto Michelle, and that is gonna for sure get the lead change, and Firefin losing a big lead in unfortunate fashion there, as if we are seeing the rest of Kevin and the rest of the gang able to collapse in, and Kevin gets 2 by themselves, by the way, on the trade, and Firefin is gonna stagger. And in fact, this could be the KO here from Day Old Sushi if Day Old Sushi is able to hold this one on, and they might be able. They will not be able to.
The Zuka able to take down the painting members of Day Old Sushi to let Firefin back in. That being said, with 45 seconds left on a 2-zone map, this is a tentative situation to say the best. But Planet Firefin is doing the most important thing they can right now and eating into that penalty.
Arbiter, big thing here too is that they need is that Planet Firefin needs to retain both control of the zone there. You know, at this point, neutralizing 1 is gonna help Day Old Sushi. It's gonna buy them a lot of time.
Zuka War coming out, and Firefin is winning out. 2 picks on the side. E-Leader in a lot of duress under Vince and Terra. Zones need to be under control. Day Old Sushi coming out for desperation. Now they just have to neutralize.
They just have to neutralize right now, but they lose 3 in a critical juncture. It was 14-5 the score, and Firefin could not hold on any longer. And what was a crazy back and forth, Day Old Sushi prevails, and it's 1-0 elimination point the rest of the way for Firefin.
Whoo!
Welcome back to close game programming here in the Kion channel right now.
Oh boy. Man,
are you gonna be okay, Arb?
Yes. Probably.
Debatable.
Understandable.
Have a nice day.
Keeping an eye on the winners. Side a close game happening on Proton John's stream, but we got our own close set here. We've only had 3-game series here, so let's see if Firefin can punch back.
The crazy thing is how close that entire game was. I thought Firefin was gonna run away with it, and then Day Old Sushi was like, nah, son. Just able to win a critical fight, and then we're like, oh, there's no way Dose is gonna lose this one too, and then Firefin just had it taken away from him at the last moment. I
mean, they just kept staggering. They kept going.
That's true.
People down. They needed to stay alive, and they're just not able to do it.
Wow. Well, I'm kind of excited for game 2. Game 2 is on ship-shaped tower control. Big area past the first checkpoint can be a tough second checkpoint to break. Gonna be excited to see what both teams deal with here.
Yeah, this is one of the more interesting maps. Very similar to Sturgeon Shipyard, but a little more open.
You kind of just reminded me of a question I should ask TZS. If what is the word I'm looking for? You kind of just gave me a question I need to ask my TZS folks. Would they prefer sturgeon tower control or ship-shaped tower control? Maybe I'll ask them later.
Sturgeon or ship-shape? Ship-shape.
Yeah, I think ship-shape should be the answer.
You can't just stand in one spot on ship-shape and control the entire map.
Yeah. Game 2 coming up. Gonna be curious to see what both teams want to do as Firefin and Day Old Sushi. Kind of in a close matchup. Turret 22 by the switches to the regular Slosher, also known as the Order Slosher, I guess. Zion on the heavy edit.
Yeah, gonna be a lot of aggression from the side of Firefin compared to their day-old counterparts. But a lot of holding power on this very defensive-focused map might be exactly what day-old Sushi needs. Hold control. That being said, not a lot of paint on either side, so these fights are really going to determine who has paint control at any given time.
That is going to be very true because it's ultimately going to. I think to me it's going to really just depend on how much control and how many picks that they can get, especially with the lack of paint that they truly have there in the grand scheme of things. Dale Sushi's is out of position entirely. Firefin is gonna run this one home. Should be the first checkpoint being cleared out here, and Nebula's is really deep, by the way.
Oh, it's going to be so much more than that. There's a crack in the day-old Sushi base. They're not going to be able to mount a defense on that. It's at very minimum going to be the first checkpoint. A couple of picks going back, a wipeout stopping them from getting further, but that easily could have been game-ending right there.
That could have been really brutal in the grand scheme of things, but that was a really good hold there by the rest of day-old Sushi, able to win out that team fight. They're losing members left and right, though. They're just gonna have to hold. They just used their specials, I believe. The cooler was dished out. Wavebreaker also gone on top of it. Multiple members down, by the way. And it will be a few other members. Looking large. Or Kevin has gone down on top of things. Firefin are winning out a lot of these fights here in ship shape.
Yeah, a lot going in on the map so far. That first checkpoint really important for the side of Planet Firefin, meaning they were just able to push their paint further in, but now day-old Sushi starting to win more of the fights. They have this shot to try and get paint and control on this top left side that they're going to need to push through for the checkpoint, but there's so much AoE coming from Planet Firefin that they just can't stay.
That's kind of the thing that Day Old Sushi is just kind of running into is that Firefin's painting is just crazy right now. Any movement they try to do, Firefin is just kind of stuck. Excuse me, Day Old Sushi is just kind of stuck there. As soon as I say that, though, the rest of Day Old Sushi is like, nah, we listened to you. We're just gonna wipe the rest of Firefin out. And now this will be Day Old Sushi moving up further ahead. And I think Terra just went down. This is gonna be big staggers coming in. And this should be the lead change, I believe, here coming up to here shortly if Day Old Sushi is able to hold. Coming up to 54, and they do. And it's going to be multiple members down. Day Old Sushi loses too, though, but they're still pushing up ahead.
Yeah, Firefin playing desperation now. Their tournament life on the line with this lead, but they need to focus on what's in front of them. They have to stop the bleeding. They have to stop this push, but Kevin is just getting pick after pick after pick. Through the second checkpoint now, it's full danger mode. They need to get Zion off the tower. Ooh. Down to one. Yu's going to dive for it, but not able to remain in control. But they're just going to keep jumping members in. Firefin needs to get something.
Yeah, but here's the problem, though. Firefin are still losing a lot of the fights there. Every fight around this tower has been Dose advantage the entire way through, a Day Old Sushi advantage for that matter. Tower's slowly resetting, but that's a lot of control that Dale Sushi has, and it's 1 point remaining. And Firefin just needs to get everybody cleared out there from Dale Sushi. Look out for Zion, by the way. Zion is already in from the backhand side, and is able to take on 1-2, and then the rest of the team supports him back. And Dale Sushi just has so much control right now here, Arb.
They're just not able to stabilize. They keep losing. They win a fight, and then they lose a person immediately. Then they lose another and another. Dale Sushi has the cooler from the edit to just keep these picks going. That being said, 2 members of Dale Sushi going down is exactly what the doctor ordered, but there's so much of a push they have to make.
The big thing now, they gotta get through the second checkpoint a whole lot more. And Firefin just needs to get first of all, they have some amount of painting, if anything. They're gonna need a lot of help with the Sniper. Kraken to play the turrets right now. They're just having to swim close to the back. Nebula's not able to go up the ramp, but they were able to clear out the E-Leader at the very least.
Pick.
And they will clear out 2.
A very important pick on the E-Leader. That was going to be the hardest weapon for them to push into, but they need to find this Slosher with the Bleo Bomb threatening to GG the game. Kevin going to go down. The E-Leader also going to go down.
What?
Zion and you on the top right side of the map. They need to get this pick on the members, and Firefin goes down.
They GG Booyah. So I kind of saw that one coming a mile away, and Firefin loses 2, just trying to be a little too desperate to hold the tower. Dale Sushi 2-0's planted Firefin. Firefin eliminated, and Dale Sushi, they stay alive.
Day Old Sushi advance to the losers quarterfinals. Planet Firefin, a good road, but ultimately tying one of their best results. I mean, they put up a fight. It took a wipeout for it to end their stand. But at the end of the day, Day Old Sushi still advance.
Yeah, Day Old Sushi has just has advanced the next round. That was close. I think Firefin pretty much the same way. Last minute push. Day Old Sushi just crumbled in the last seconds on defense. I just cannot believe how that one ended off. Well played to Planet Firefin. Day Old Sushi stays alive. Arbiter, before you explain further about how this set's gonna go, we're gonna go straight to an intermission. We'll try to break down more of it. Final for round 3, Day Old Sushi 2, Planet Firefin 0. Round 4 will be coming up here later on. You don't want to miss a thing.
Oh,
So
thank
we
God my
so
DoorDash is here.
wait, what?
Oh, thank God my DoorDash is here.
All right, so how long did it take you to get the delivery?
It depends if I go to the door.
All right, you go to the door right now, and I'll just get and I'll get everybody back here. Hi everybody. Apologies for the long wait. Things. We'll just leave it at that. We are ready for losers round 4. It is. Wait a minute. We had these two on the other side of the bracket earlier today, and they're now on my side of the bracket.
What do you mean? I've never seen either of these teams in my life.
Okay, understood. Yeah, they're just totally foreign. Acelers and Dose or Day Old Sushi is back. Hi, Day Old Sushi. We'd like to see you again. Map Snake, Scorched Clams, Barnacle and Dime, Zones, and Hagglefish Market. If we get to the tower control for this one. Literally, these two just played, not with that scoreline, though. I do this all the time. Literally, these two played for the opener and winners brackets, and now they end up representing lowers bracket just with a different set of people calling their game.
Unless there isn't.
I mean...
Anyway, I believe in the power of gas station sushi.
You believe in the power of the gas station sushi, especially if it's a day old?
I mean, that's the only place I can think of that it would be a day old.
So what? Day old sushi and gas station sushi. Actually, they are the same thing. Dang it. I didn't even think about that.
No, gas station sushi is more than a day old.
No. Well, they're close enough by definition.
I'm telling Kevin. Actually, you know what? Great will do it for me.
Great will do it for you.
That being said, yeah. I do have a connection with one of these teams being the former captain of Inks.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're gonna be slightly into the you have history with Inkslingers problem. We got Day Old Sushi who was just on the stream what feels like a fortnight ago. And now they're back here again. Inkslingers. Actually, is this the first time we got Inkslingers in the lower brackets tonight?
What? Inkslingers have been making a lower bracket run. They were sent to the losers bracket at the start. Dale Sushi's only played one game in the losers bracket that we just saw against Firefin.
Yeah, and I was trying to remember if I did Inkslingers.
No, I did not. Neither team has dropped a game in the losers bracket.
That's right. So the thing that tripped me up is I think this might be the first time I'm actually doing Inkslingers in the lower brackets. In general, which is a first.
No.
I think. Did I?
Seasons ago.
No. Inkslingers Neo dating way back to season 6, I believe.
No, we did in season 7.
And 7 too. You can tell how many lower brackets it's been since I've done this.
Yes.
It's been a while, right? They went to all 5 in winners round 1, which obviously cascades to everywhere else, so we get to pick them up here in losers round 4. Programming note, by the way, for those tuning in, this is our last stream matchup for the night, and then we'll send you guys over to the winners bracket for the rest of your PSL coverage. So this is the last time you're gonna be hearing me and Arbiter on stream, I think. But until that ever happens, we gotta do one less best of 3 to take this show on the road, I suppose. Inkslingers on the alpha side. What's up?
The show has a road?
That's a good point, actually. Dale Sushi's on Bravo as well. Inkslayer's on Alpha. This is no surprise. Double Trizuka comp. No cooler this go around. On the other side, what is
Wait a minute, they literally played this map. This was game 1 of winners round 1.
Blame the RNG for this one, Chief. Also, what is A playing the flings up with the screen?
Yes.
Okay.
It's legal.
I forgot that the new flings had the screen. Also, yeah, I gotta remember if that was legal or not.
It's legal in PSL.
I suppose so. Barrier's been broken, and it will be Inkslingers, by the way, getting the first points of the game. Day Old Sushi is getting pushed back by a lot here as Inkslingers are able to get a lot more clams in. Kingofthedogs Leo flies a little too close to Kevin. Kevin gets 2 in their respective trade. A is able to get 1 more in halfway through the points remaining, and Arb, they're going to have to retreat, but that's, they cut it halfway through.
Yeah, mirroring the first game, Inkslingers getting a first push, a little bit better of a push this time. Last time only getting to 60, this time all the way down to 50. But 4 minutes left for Day Old Sushi to mount their counterattack. But it's not going to start with Kevin dying.
Yeah,
or maybe it will.
Not gonna start with Kevin dying, and not gonna start with a failed Booyah Bomb attempt shut down by a Zonink. Of course, as multiple members of Day Old Sushi going down one by one, Inkslingers are able to win out some of these fights. The junior on Inkslingers actually has a bubble that is available if they want to take advantage of it, but it is going to be one of two shots going down on the side of Day Old Sushi right there. They're gonna get Zion, so Kevin went down as well, and Day Old Sushi just cannot get started on offense.
Yeah, a weird marker kill on a member of Day Old Sushi, just skipping it off the ground. 3 members of Inkslingers are gonna go down, but it's only the E-leader left for Day Old Sushi, so not really gonna be any control for them as Inkslingers move back into mid.
Yep, but I think we'll just say a pseudo stalemate. We'll just try again. Everybody fights back in the middle once more.
Reset! Reset!
Reset! Let's try again, everybody. As you do get to see the ramp being used, of course. As Wavebreaker's being used to zone out the rest of the group, they're both members going down, one on each side so far. Icee trying to rock with their trademark flings as well, but having to run away for the Trizuka shots on top of it. Both teams kind of just stuck into this neutral state. Their Inkslingers will be fine to take some of those points away as the screen's been dished out.
Yeah, Day Old Sushi finding it really hard to push into the rapid end flings a combination. A lot of AoE damage coming in, and the moment you turn to go to the rapid, the flings is behind you.
Surprise flings, everybody. As this is gonna be a defensive wave breaker as well for Day Old Sushi. Thanatos having to use that one from a defensive maneuver there. Zonink and Dogs are basically playing on the right hand side. They take out Kevin on top of this one. Nice snipe, by the way, from Thanatos. Takes out Zonink as well from that one. 2 Inklingers goes down, make that the third, and Day Old Sushi has everybody alive.
Yeah, but only the power clam worth of clams for them, so not enemy anywhere near a lead getting pushed. That being said, maybe they can sustain it. They are going to get the score, but we'll have to see if they can find more clams besides the 3 on the ramp to be able to try and get this. No. The answer was no.
The short answer is definitely not there, as I think we might be getting a little bit of an interesting maneuver there. The rest of the group still playing this one out right now. As Inkslingers still kind of around the middle side. Kevin does go down in the grand scheme of things. Day Old Sushi still within manageable distance, but they gotta win out a lot of these fights, as you mentioned before. No responses to Zonink or A so far in their respective weapons, as the screen's been dished out once again.
So far, this is playing out exactly like their first meeting on this map. It took an overtime push for Day Old Sushi to finally get the lead in that iteration, and coming into the final minute, it looks like they're gonna need to do that once again. See if the members of Inkslingers, however, did learn from their previous encounter and are able to hold strong.
Yeah, find the Trizukas, seeing that there were a few squids over there, and they were able to take out 2. And this is gonna be no offensive Booyah Bomb there, as the whale's been focused onto the Booyah Bomb on top of it. But this bought enough time for A to slam the roller down, and they take out 3 members. This is still gonna be at least OT at the very least, but there's gonna be a lot of control being lost there, and the rest of Day Old Sushi are gonna have to retreat back. Both shots go down, and Inkslingers are winning out a lot of these fights, Gerard.
Yeah, the important thing people tend to forget when it comes to the Flinger Roller, it's not its pain output, it's not its ability to spam out specials, it's the fact it's a roller. Able to get those one-hit KOs on unsuspecting members of Day Old Sushi just to halt their push in its tracks. But we'll see if Day Old Sushi can get something going now that Zonink has gone down.
Oh, no!
And it's just Kingofthedogs alive!
It's just Kingofthedogs alive. The dogs that was alive, Zonic's gonna go down. They're gonna got 7 clams. They just gotta throw them in. And they are shut down. They gotta get 3 clams in. Any clams need to be thrown in. At this stage of the game, 1 clam is in front of them, but the rest of Inklingers are done. That is Day Old Sushi, rather, that is done. And the Inklingers hold on defense. I was about to have flashbacks from a couple seasons ago when it was taken right under their noses. Instead, Inklingers hold well, and they will take game 1 on a very, very interesting finish.
Almost a complete repeat of the first meeting. Inklingers barely able to close that door. Thanatos was within range of the basket to try and get that lead with enough clams, but the roller swing comes through, denying their ability to press the A button, and Inklingers redeem themselves.
I'ma be real. I remember I know I was wondering if I hosted a game where Inklingers was in lower brackets once upon a time. I did remember a matchup back in Season 5 when the lead was swiped on the other side, and I thought this could happen again to Inkslingers. I think that was the team that lost the lead in the last moments. Inkslingers have learned. Also, Dale Sushi honestly had to hit the panic button. They just had to get any clams on the board in order to stall the timer, if anything. So it was probably bound to happen. But still, great hold. That could have gone very poorly in the last seconds.
Yeah, just not a lot of great clam control from the side of Dale Sushi. They didn't have the clams ready to be able to make their push. Made it very difficult for them to follow up. That being said, I mean, they still were within 2 clams.
Yeah. I saw one in front of them, but even then, it was only going to be a tie, so they had to fish up for other clams. By the time that all happened, though, too, they, the rest of Inkslingers basically just respawned and just decide, we're going to clump everybody over there and take this one home. We don't need to worry about that anymore. Barnacle and Time Zones, by the way, is not going to be the last one. It's going to be the second map of 3 coming up here. And this is going to be an elimination point for Dale Sushi, who honestly had a very stellar season throughout the PSL. And they still want to keep their hopes alive. They want to play this one through. Looking to see how this gets played.
Yeah, match point for the Inkslingers and tournament life on the line. Dale Sushi, as you mentioned, both teams had incredible seasons. It was a 2-3. Every set between these teams have been 2 and 3. The only downside is this set literally cannot go 2 and 3. There are only 3 games.
There are only 3 games, so they. What if we just artificially say the best of 5 and everybody and the score's 2-1? That actually, the math checks out.
Then we'd end about the same time as the winners bracket.
That's actually incredible.
We can't go back and change the rules, Kyon.
Oh, hold on. I'm gonna go rewind space-time, change the rules here. We're gonna add 1 game to everybody's win column, make it a best of 5.
I can't do this again.
The same effect.
I can't do it again tonight, Kyon.
You can't? Not again?
Not again.
All right. Might be hurting you a little too much here. Again, elimination point, tournament life, effectively on the line for Dale Sushi in this best of 3. Inkslingers wanted to take this one home. Very close fight, by the way. Kind of almost indicative of what we saw from winners round 1 with the 3-2 scoreline.
Yeah.
Last game coming up here is Barnacle Time Zones. Big one coming up.
Yeah, and if anyone who wasn't familiar with Dale Sushi versus Inkslingers in the regular season, I don't blame you. It happened in like week 3. This map was played that week. It was a knockout in 1.5 minutes for Inkslingers.
That checks out, doesn't it? By the way, Zephyr's back on their trademark silver spray. Zion switches over to the Neo Splash. Those are the big changes.
Yeah, Zephyr being the big hero of that match that week as well, just completely shutting out the members, and he's gonna start it out with a pick onto Kevin, see if he can repeat that performance. But Zonink, not looking to miss out on the fun. He did miss out on the first set they played in the regular season on this map, so looking to make his mark known.
But right now Dale Sushi is just having to move right up ahead. Trizuka gets a very silly kill onto Zev, and it's going to be 2 down, and they do know that A is right there, lurking large. They're going to get the rest of Dale Sushi able to get that zone's cap back. Booyah Bomb being dished out there. All things considered, Dale Sushi is able to get some control back. Right until they lose the Neo Splash. This is going to be a move here, right? Kevin cannot get any picks. A does go down, but in the grand scheme of things, but the rest of Inkslingers is not going to opt to move up just yet, and now this is going to be the Reef Slider that will neutralize control.
Yeah, Dale Sushi got the control, but they're not getting the picks. Oh, traded 2 people for that pick onto A, is that Kevin and I believe it was Bio hard dived into the backline of Inkslingers, weren't able to pick up anything. Thanatos trying to hold the line for Dale Sushi in this mid. Kevin gonna redeem themselves with that Zuka. Should allow them control a mid, but they need to get the Inkslingers out of these positions.
Lucky shot by Kevin, takes out 2 from that side, but the rest of Dale Sushi flies a little too close there. They're gonna have to just retreat screen. They're gonna have to respect it now that it does a little bit more damage, of course, in the grand scheme of things. That will be the Wave Breaker being dished out there. Finds a few more, but is lurking large. Not the 1 minute and 30-second knockout anymore, but this is a close fight. Go ahead.
Yeah, A doesn't quite get the kill on that swing onto Kevin, but Zonink able to follow it up with the Rapid Blaster. Zephyr gonna make the defense awkward, gonna slide right in the defensive line, gets all the attention, and Eykludt moves up in order to get the kills onto the members. Penalty is gone for the members of Inkslingers. It's straight building the lead from here on out. Dale Sushi running out of time. Luckily that they didn't go down 2 there, because that could have just been the game.
That could have easily been the game, and I gotta applaud Zeph at least fully committing to the bid. If you're gonna be reef sliding into very dangerous territory, why not cause a lot more distraction and force Dale Sushi to invest a lot of resources onto you, and that allowed Inkslingers to keep the zone well under wraps. And Inkslingers, even though yeah you're back in the penalty points, doesn't really matter. They got a lot of control left here. Dale Sushi, however, still a lot of time to work with, but they don't have much in the way of points in terms of the cushion, and they're still trying to navigate their way around the screen, but Inkslingers will be out of the penalty points here, Arm.
Yeah, that being said, that cap from Dale Sushi, sure, all it did was add penalty points, but it was absolutely crucial that Dale Sushi added those penalty points to give themselves another chance. That being said, the chance might be being wasted as 7, 5, 4, 3. Finally stall it out at 3, but it's gonna be so hard to fight into Inklingers' comp from 66.
The big problem I've noticed here is just trying to navigate around the screen that the rest of Inklingers have been having to have been dishing out on them. Dale Sushi has gotten multiple members down. They're just not sure how to respond to the rest of the team that's been going out there. Here's another screen on the right-hand side that just covers up so much space, and they're gonna have to work their way around it here as a lot of members just get collapsed on. Inkslingers back in control once more. Trip strikes are just desperation maneuvers, but Zephyr pays with their life. Minute and 10 left to go, Arb, and Dale Sushi needs a sustained push.
It's a dire situation for Dale Sushi. There's less points between Inkslingers and the KO than Dale Sushi and getting to the lead. They have to do more than Inkslingers in the rest of this game to be able to take the lead. Not just because of the penalty points, but because this constant capping and recapping of the zone by Inkslingers just means they don't have a penalty.
Yeah, oh no, the Reef Slider gets 2!
Zephyr!
That's Zeph with the Reef Slider double! That should effectively seal it. The respawns are not gonna help Dale Sushi whatsoever. Inkslingers, it took way more time this go-round. It's a 2-0 set victory for Inkslingers. They move on, and Dale Sushi's tournament life is done.
Dale Sushi with a valiant effort, but this was Inkslingers' map. If you want anything of Dale Sushi, you're kicking yourself for not getting those 2 clams out of Thanatos and into the basket, because this really isn't where you wanted to be the match point.
I honestly gotta give a lot of credit to Dale Sushi as well. I mean, it was so hard fought too, but just I have a feeling they just having to navigate through just the amount of pressure that Zonink and A were dishing out. A, especially with the screen, which covered so much ground. Having to just work their way around, and then they're just getting surprised there. I'm actually surprised how much Zeph really commanded overall in this entire game in Barnacle Dime zones. Reef Slider in, alright, now get everybody to focus on you, and that's what Dale Sushi did, but Inklingers enough time for the zone. And then you and I both saw it there, are the double on the Reef Slider that just effectively said, alright, GG, well played, we're moving on next.
I wonder if they remembered what Zephyr did in that last time they played on this particular map, because every time Zephyr reef slided in, everyone would turn saying, this guy needs to die. He needs to die now. And that's what created the opening for Inkslingers. Not necessarily the reef sliders themselves, but what Zephyr was able to do in staying alive on the back of it.
And honestly, I usually would normally like to question Silver Spray, but I'm remembered of a specific set from another league I casted where Silver Spray actually commanded a lot of attention. Felt like I just got these flashbacks of Zephyr just doing exactly that.
I mean, look, it's not a great pick in the meta. It's very disrespected, and I'd argue rightfully so. But if you know what you're doing, you know your situation, and you know your maps, you can find your spots like that. It wasn't the comp that was better for Inkslingers, it was how they played it.
Yep. It was just honestly really good execution overall from Inkslingers. And again, a lot of credit to Dale Sushi. I know we've been talking a lot about how that Silver Spray just worked, but Dale Sushi honestly played really well throughout the season, and in the playoffs, especially 3-2 victory over Inkslingers, dropped in the lowers, and then Inkslingers got their revenge right at the end.
I can imagine what Dale Sushi's first words after the set that didn't involve the actual match itself would be, and it's, who actually plays these weapons? What is this?
Yeah. Who the heck plays a Silver Spray? Right, I saw this once before. I actually have seen it once before, and it actually won, and me and my co-com partner were just like, okay then, understood, got it.
That's an unfortunate exit for the members of Dale Sushi.
I mean,
a great effort put forward by them. Like, they won a set earlier in the day against the Inkslingers that went all 5 games. They had to stave off a potential reverse sweep.
Yeah. That was incredible. The entire way through. But Inkslingers will move on. Winners bracket, by the way, is active on winners finals, so Inkslingers will have another holding. Will be holding out once more. I think for us though, unless there's a programming change, I think that's it for me, isn't it?
I believe so. That should be the end of us. If not, we'll see you in a bit, but it's gonna be a little bit before the winners final set between the criminals and cross-country couples is done. It's a 1-1 set right now, and it's overtime.
I'm switching over to my live scene because A is just trying to just mess with me here. Here we go again. I feel like I'm being sparkling see across the board. So well. So I think we're good, right? Do we want to call it here? And maybe I'll boot myself back up if we need to.
Sure.
Alright. Well, A and Mochi and you are trying to apparently dance on my squid at this point. Orb, thanks for joining me in another edition. This is your 3rd time stopping by in lower brackets once more. Where can the people find you?
They can find me at twitch.tv/arbiter. I'm there at least once every 3 months. Find me on Twitter at the same, x.com/and_arbiter. Or you can find me on League of Legends where there's no underscore and life is pain.
You guys, so if you guys remember my voice, yeah, you might have seen me from other tournaments across Splatoon. Yeah, this is like my first time in a while doing production. You guys can find me Kion2570, Twitch, Twitter, Blue Sky. Well, you're watching my Twitch, aren't you? And what else is there? Well, Twitch and Twitter and Blue Sky for the nonsense. Duh. That's what I always say. Twitch for the variety. Duh. But yeah, smash the follow button if you want to follow me on those channels. You'll probably find me helping out another another league here in a bit. Yeah, Arb, thanks for joining me. I think that's all.
I'm sorry. I've got one more shout out I need to do. It's very important.
Oh no.
Hashtag ISL win. Let's go!
God damn it. I feel like I'm hearing a certain other member of my future. We're good. We're good. We're sending you to John because he's got winners finals the rest of the way. If we need to go back to losers finals, we will be back live here soon. Until then, have a good night. Enjoy the rest of your evening wherever you are. You can find me probably getting a glass of water.
Under a rock.
Probably. I'm disappearing again. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye.